So now we're back on page 13 in our packet. Just a reminder, do you guys remember what we just did was slope equals y, actually I'm going to flip it. I'm going to say y minus y over x minus x equals slope, right? Am I allowed to say, I'm just going to go multiply by that denominator? Could I do that? So that those cancel out? I did it to both sides. So didn't I get left with y minus y equals m times x minus x? I just moved that x minus x to that other side. Guys, this is point slope form. This is it. This is all we're going to use this year. And at first you're going to be like, what is going on? And notice what I did put right here is this little subscript right there. I did y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. These are little subscripts there. Okay, what the heck is this good for? So here's all we've got to do. If they give you a point like this one and a slope, we just plug them in where the point and the slope go. You guys, the little subscripts mean plug in here. It's almost like that coin slot for like a gumball machine. You're going to put the point here. You're not going to put it for this x or this y. My point is 1, negative 3. 1 is my x, negative 3 is my y. So I'm going to say y minus, because that minus sign there, negative 3 would really just be y plus 3, equals my slope. What was my slope? Negative 6. X times x minus 1. Guess what, guys? You're done. Let's go try number 2. Slope of 2 goes through this point. So it'd be y minus, what's my y coordinate? 2 equals, what's my slope? 2 times x minus negative 3 would be just the same as done. That's all you got to do, guys. That's all you got to do. Oh, this one I tried to throw you off. If my y-intercept is 7, what point does that represent? Careful. Y-intercept is 7. 0, 7. Awesome, Drew. 0, 7 is that point because it was that y-intercept. Do we have a point and a slope now? Can we put it into point slope form? You know it. We're just going to say y minus the y. What was my y here? 7 equals my slope, which was negative 3/4, times x minus, what was my x coordinate?
0.
You could write it right there. If Ben's like, that seems a little ridiculous, could I just say y minus 7 equals negative 3/4 x? Sure. You could put either of these. I don't care. What happens over here? Did they give you a point? They gave you an excessive amount of points, right? Did they give us a slope? No. Could we get a slope? Yeah. Let's just do a little change of y over change of x to find that slope. What do you want to do first? 5 minus negative 6 or negative 6 minus 5? I don't care. 5 minus negative 6, so just 5 plus 6. If I did that, I have to do negative 2 minus 3. You cool with the slope is negative 11/5? Does that seem right? Okay. You guys, for point slope form, do I care which point you use? Sure don't. Sam, which point might you choose? Just, would you go negative 2, 5, or are you a 3, negative 6? There's no wrong answer.
I choose negative 2, 5.
Negative 2, 5. I dig it. So Sam's answer is going to be y minus 5 equals the slope of negative 11/5 times x plus 2. But Garris next to him is like, weird. I was choosing the other one. Garris chose the red one. So his answer would be y plus 6, because mine's the negative, equals the same slope, negative 11/5, times x minus 3. Do you have to write both of them? Certainly not. If Parker has the first one and Sam has the second one, does my answer key have both of them and ready for both of you? Yeah. Doesn't matter which one you choose. Because when I graph these, they're going to be the exact same line. Okay, you guys, here we go. What about this guy? Did I give you a point? I gave you a lot of points. Did I give you a slope? Nah. Let's go find that slope. Change in y. What are we going to do for the change in y? This one's weird. -2 plus 2. We did change in y, -2 minus -2, over change in x, which would be 7 plus 4. What's my slope here? 0 over 11 is 0. You guys, as soon as you've got a slope of 0, hoy or vux. Slope of 0, hoy or vux. Hoy. I like to write this out to myself personally, because that reminds me, okay, it's going to have a horizontal line, has a slope of 0. The equation, because I said write the equation, is going to be y equals a number. And at this point, you're going to be like, wait, well, what does y equal? Look at these points, people. What does your y equal? In both of them? Yeah, it's always going to match if my slope is 0. So you just use whatever y was right there. You guys are going to get hung up on that. So maybe draw yourself a little arrow, something to help yourself remember. Let's go try 6. Again, you're like, gosh, there's so many of these. These seem the same. I'm with you. I gave you an excessive amount of points. Let's go get the slope. What's my change in y? Say that again. You're like, something is up. I hear you, Labeo. Wouldn't it be 12 plus 15 or -15 minus 12, whichever, over 1 minus 1? To Luke's point, I got something over 0. Whenever I tried to divide by 0, undefined. Hoy or vux if my slope is undefined. Yeah, if my slope is undefined, that's the u right there. The equation says write the equation. You're like, okay, the equation's going to be x equals, just like we did right here, you guys. What's my x in these problems? In both of them? Yeah, and it's always going to be like that. So Luke, to your point, if you're like, what? I got undefined, go back to those points. The x will always match when that happens. Does that make sense? Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let's just try last two. Last two. Write the equation of a line in point slope form that crosses through that point. Oh, and that point. Gross. I just gave you fractions just to be mean, apparently. Gross. Let's do that slope. I'm going to personally do 4 plus 1 first. And then 3/2 of -3. On top, I got 5. 3/2 minus 3. 1.5 minus 3. Negative 1.5. I'm going to say negative 3/2 because I just want us to practice this fraction stuff. 5 divided by negative 3/2 is the same as 5 times negative 2/3. Dividing by that fraction is the same as multiplying by that reciprocal. The negative can always just stay in the numerator. What's that slope going to be? Multiply straight across. Negative 10/3 because 5 was really just over 1. Truett, are you picking 3 negative 1 as your point or 3/2 4?
3 negative 1.
I was going to say, if someone picks a fraction, good for you. I'm not picking the fraction ever. If we use that first point, my point slope form would be y plus 1, right? Because it's y minus my y equals the slope that we just found, negative 10/3, times x minus 3. If Zach was like, oh, no, I don't mind the fraction, his answer would be y minus 4 equals negative 10/3 times x minus 3/2, and both of them are right. I will have both of them on my answer key. You only have to write one of them. Last one. Point slope form. I'm telling you it has an undefined slope. Seeing that, hoy or vux? Vux. If it's got an undefined slope, what's the equation going to be? Because it says write the equation. X equals, what's the x equal in that coordinate? Done.